Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video we got the first injury report of the week for the Washington Commanders Week 2 matchup against the Detroit Lions, and there's a bunch of really important stuff, including a DeAndre Swift injury update. We got some Jonathan Allen stuff, we got some Cam Curl, and even some Brian Robinson news. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content on the road to 9,000 subscribers. Also hit that like button and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, so let's go through the injury report real quick. So the headliner is DeAndre Swift did not play because of an ankle injury. So that right there is huge. We will talk about the possible impact of that later on in the video. So for the Commanders, Wes Schweitzer did not practice because of a hamstring injury. That to me, very, very concerning because he is the backup center for, at the moment. They don't have another one. So I assume they're going to call up either Keith Ishmael or John Toth for this game, because you need a backup center for sure. Jonathan Allen, limited with that groin injury, so good to see him at least be limited. I assume he'll be good to go. Cam Curl, we got a good step there. He was limited today, did not practice all of last week, so that's good for, his status for the game. I think he'll play. Jamin Davis, he did not, or I guess he was limited because of a personal reason, non-injury related, not sure why. A lot of times people with like a personal issue just won't show up, so not sure why he was limited. And then Trey Turner was limited with a quad injury, but he played last week. He should be good to go for this week, but just, resting him, until it completely heals up. He's also a vet as well. And then Cole Turner with the hamstring injury was full, so it looks like he will play this week, so that's good for him right there. And maybe Armani Rogers would be inactive on game day. And then the Detroit Lions have a lot of injuries. Michael Brockers did not practice, one of their edge rushers. I believe he's on the edge with a knee injury. Taylor Decker, really good tackle they have, out with a calf injury. Tommy Kramer out with a back injury. He's a guard. Frank Ragnow, groin/foot, a very good center for them, one of the best in the league. Did not practice. DeAndre Swift did not practice, very good running back who went off last week against the Eagles. And then they had a safety who was limited, and Jonah Jackson, guard, is limited, and then Julian Okora was full. So a lot of guys that were either didn't practice and a couple that were limited, and a bunch of key contributors as well. I mean, DeAndre Swift, if he plays, I think he's going to have a huge day against this D-line because, especially the interior, they're going to be gassed. They're going to be gassed because Payne and Allen are going to have to play a lot. And when those guys aren't there, it's going to be Daniel Wise or maybe Efe Obada, who's more of an edge guy. And you also don't have Chase Young there as well. So he's going to go off, and our linebackers aren't great either. So it's going to be easy after he gets past the D-line to, make those guys miss. Cole Holcomb wasn't great. Jamin Davis wasn't great as well last game. Hopefully both those guys can improve. We'll see what happens. I know some people think he played well. Jamin Davis played well. We'll see. We'll see this week for sure. And then the other injuries, Frank Ragnow, that's a huge hit. Same thing with some of these others. We don't know yet what, the Wednesday is usually it doesn't mean as much as the next couple of days. Friday, of course, being the most important. If these guys are all DNPs tomorrow as well, that's when you're like, okay, there's a chance DeAndre Swift doesn't play in this game. And same thing with some of those other guys for sure. So talking about the Commanders, just going through a couple things here. So, Cam Curl is going through team, or he was with the team doing some stretches. He wearing the same brace on his hand and thumb that he wore last week. And then Jonathan Allen was also at practice, has kinesiology tape on the inside of his right leg. So hopefully Allen will be there, because if Allen's not there, I honestly don't think we'll win this game if Swift plays, because we're already down Mathis and our D-line depth isn't great. If Allen isn't there, then it's Payne and Wise and then Efe Obada. DeAndre Swift's going to go off. And then, good news with Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson was there at practice. He's been there at practice, for the last few days. Last week as well was there at practice. But this time, he actually was out there on the field and he was on the bike. So, that's just incredible to see him looking not fully ready. But, he's definitely looking good. And, in a few weeks, he can be back. He can be back for week 5. So 3 weeks from now, he will be able to start actually practicing. And I'm really, really excited. I think he will be back for week 5. We saw some of those reports from earlier that it looks like he'll be back for week 5. Not confirmed yet, still has to go through some things. But I think, and I talked about it in my video yesterday about the offense and why I think it's going to be special, or it is special. I think this offense is going to be even better when Brian Robinson comes back, because they're going to be able to really run the football more than they did the week 1 with just Antonio Gibson, who, you know, has a fumbling issue. So just really, really good news all around with Brian Robinson. And, you know, all things considered, like him coming back week 5 after getting shot multiple times is just absolutely insane. Could win comeback player of the year off of that alone. And yeah, basically though, besides that, we'll see with Cameron Curl. You know, he'll probably limited all week and be questionable going into this game, and I think he'll probably play. Same thing with Allen. I think he'll be he'll be limited all week and he'll play. And then, you know, Wes Schweitzer might be doubtful for this game or questionable at best. And then I think Cole Turner will play. I think Trey Turner will play as well. Jamin Davis, of course, will play. So that is it for today's injury update video. Tomorrow might have a little bit of a roundtable stream with some other Commanders YouTubers. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, appreciate you guys watching, and peace.